Okay, let's dive right into this. We're about to explore a cinematic movement that is, well, just as unsettling as it is brilliant. It's a style of filmmaking that really bubbled up from a nation in turmoil, and, it gave us one of the most unique directors working today.
You've almost certainly seen his work, right? I mean, it's taken the world by storm. He's been getting all the awards, captivating audiences with this incredibly strange, kind of detached aesthetic. His actors, they speak in this flat, emotionless way, and the worlds they live in feel like some bizarro version of our own. But here's the thing, he didn't just appear out of nowhere. To really get a director like Lanthimos, you have to understand the movement that brought him to the world's attention, and that's the Greek Weird Wave.
But this whole weird wave thing, it isn't just one style. So while Lanthimos represents this cool, surrealist side of it, there's a whole other, much darker side to this movement. One that feels less like you're in a strange dream and a lot more like a gut punch. So let's try and define what this wave actually is. Now, it's really important to know this wasn't some formal club or, a school of thought where filmmakers sat around writing manifestos. Not at all. It was something that critics just started noticing, brewing under the surface.
What's so fascinating is that the filmmakers themselves, they didn't come up with this term. It was actually critics trying to make sense of this new kind of cinema coming out of a nation in serious turmoil. So the 2008 financial crisis, it didn't necessarily start the wave, but man, it created the perfect storm for it to get international attention.
And these films, they all share a certain DNA. Just think about the way the family is deconstructed in Dogtooth, right? You have these kids raised in a bizarre, isolated house with a completely made-up vocabulary. That is a hallmark. Or what about the stilted, emotionless language in The Lobster, where characters talk about love and partnership with the cold logic of a business deal? It's all delivered with this cool, distanced gaze, mixing this really bitter social critique with some deeply unsettling black comedy. But the story definitely doesn't end with surrealism. There's another filmmaker who takes all these themes of social collapse and just shoves them into this world of suffocating realism. His name is Yannis Economidis.
So Lanthimos' films are like a strange dream. Economides' films are a straight-up waking nightmare. They're grounded, they're raw, and they are explosive. He basically takes us out of that surreal compound and puts us right into a working-class apartment that feels like a pressure cooker about to blow.
To really understand his work, we have to go inside the spaces his characters live in. And they're not just settings, they're prisons. To do that, we actually need to look at a very, very old concept.
Okay, so academics use this specific term to analyze all this, the oikos. Back in ancient Greece, the health of the oikos, the household, it reflected the health of the entire city-state, or the polis. So a healthy home meant a healthy society. Simple as that.
And this gets right to the heart of Economidis' whole idea. He shows us that when the home collapses into this toxic pressure cooker, what some scholars call the noxious oikos, it's really a metaphor for the collapse of society itself. The screaming matches inside the apartment, they reflect the failure of the state on the outside.
His vision of collapse isn't just visual either. You can literally hear it in the way his characters speak, or in some cases, don't speak. It's a complete breakdown of communication that mirrors a breakdown of reason itself. His films have this fascinating dynamic between two extremes. On one side, you've got characters in a state of what's called logorrhea, just this endless, screaming repetition of profanity. It's verbal carnage. But on the other side, you have a quiet protagonist whose silence is just masking this simmering rage that you know is going to explode.
So, is all of this just a reaction to Greece's big financial crisis? Well, according to the director himself, the answer is no. It actually goes a lot deeper. He's not just making social commentary, he's exploring something timeless.
Economidis argues that he isn't making social cinema about one specific crisis. He's using the Greek family as a canvas to explore what he calls the timeless, archetypical darkness of the human soul. I mean, these are basically Shakespearean themes, just played out in a stuffy Athens apartment.
So the crucial point here, for him, is that the economic collapse didn't create these pressures. It just revealed the brutal human conditions that were already there. It stripped away the facade and showed the desperation and the violence that was just simmering right under the surface.
So what should we take away from this journey into one of modern cinema's most challenging corners? Well, it's way more than just weird movies. It's a really profound cultural statement.
This kind of cinema is a vital, totally unflinching response to a society that's in a perpetual state of crisis. It shows us how the most intimate domestic spaces can reflect the largest political failures.
It's a powerful reminder that the health of the home and the health of the nation, they are deeply, deeply intertwined.
And that kind of leaves us with a provocative final thought, doesn't it? When you look at a country's most unflinching art, what truths about its inner life, and maybe even our own, does it force us to confront?